Good morning, brothers and sisters. It is 10:07 a.m. Central Standard Time on March 7th, 2022. I hope our Creator is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and please share this on other platforms so that we can bring an awareness of what's going on with our solar weather. We are at spaceweatherlive.com, and our recent activity on the sun has been pretty quiet. And we just recently had a teeny little tick here, but just because we're not seeing a whole lot here as far as flare activity doesn't mean that the sun is quiet. As we can see, our current KP index is at a level of 3, which is actually right where we want it to be. We love that 3. Looks like we're looking at a max today of possibility of a KP 4. So we might, this thing goes up to 4, it'll turn yellow, but it should be okay. We are at the tail ends of those solar winds that are coming on. Right here, we're looking at our hemispheric power. This right here is how much energy the Earth is taking from the sun. As you can see at the very far right of this bar here, we're at 48 gigawatts. Okay. Basically, what happens is the Ovation model calculates a global integrated total energy deposition in gigawatts for up to 30 minutes in the future. For values below about 20 gigawatts, there may be little or no aurora observable. For values between 20 and 50, you may need to be near the aurora to see it. For values above 50, the aurora should be quite observable with lots of activity and motion across the sky. Of course, you need to be up there in those regions. Once the hemispheric power reaches levels of 100 or more, this is considered to be a very significant geomagnetic storm. Okay? Now, to give you guys a perspective on 1 gigawatt of power. 1 gigawatt of power can power 750,000 homes for 24 hours. Think about that. We're getting 48 in the northern hemisphere and 45 in the southern hemisphere. That's a lot, folks. Wouldn't that be wonderful to be able to take that and use that, like Tesla's free energy that he's been talking about? It almost makes you wonder if Elon Musk, with Tesla, putting Starlink up there isn't there to help absorb that energy to be used, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But anyways, now we're going over here at SDO. We're going to look at our sunspots. We got 2960 and 2962 right here. We did have a couple of little solar releases, couple snap releases. One was from down here and the other one was from up here. I was actually watching another channel earlier this morning, Suspicious Observer, and he said that nothing really escaped the sun's surface, but I disagree, and I'll actually do the homework and show you. But we're going to come down here and we're going to take a peek at what we're looking at here. Oop, not just this guy, sorry. We'll actually pull him up. High cadence. 1024. Let's maximize this baby out. Boop. And we'll see a little pop from down here. We have a little minor activity down here, nothing major, but we'll see one pop from here, and the other one comes from up here. Now you see all these little spots here. Like there's a little spot here, a little spot here. You see teeny tiny little pops and explosions on the sun. Well, those are called Ellerman bombs. Okay, and it's the Ellerman bombs. That's basically how we get our heat, how we get our energy. Yep. See, we saw that one there, but we missed this one here. It must have refreshed and we missed the time on it. But there was that one there, and some did escape. But all these teeny little booms, these little pops that you see, all the little teeny guys. Those are actually Ellerman bombs. And let me show you what Ellerman bombs are real quick. So come over here to spaceweather.com and we'll look at Ellerman bombs. Yesterday, an amateur astronomer, Philippe Tasse of Nimes, France, pointed his backyard solar telescope at sunspot 2960. He found that it was sparkling. And that's what these little guys are right here. These little sparkles. These are Ellerman bombs. Okay. There were many point-like flashes of light around the sunspot group, says Tasse. A handful are circled, for example. The flashes are Ellerman bombs. They're magnetic explosions, about 1/1,000,000th as powerful as a true solar flare, which means they're very, very small in relative for solar flares, okay? They are named after physicist Ferdinand Ellerman, who studied the tiny blasts in the early 20th century. Of course, tiny is relative. A single Ellerman bomb releases about 10 to 26 power ergs of energy, equal to about 100,000 World War II atomic bombs. Whoa. So yeah, all of these are always going off, and that's how, I mean, we're so far away, that's how we get all of our energy, which is what, keeps us warm, helps with our entire ecosystem, really, with our with winds on the planet, with everything, really. This guy here really keeps us going. Gotta love that sun. And our sun's name is Sol, by the way. S-O-L. Sol. Don't we have a soul? Interesting. I wonder if there's a connection there. As we scroll down on their main page, we can come all the way down here. Today's March 7th, and we're not really looking at anything that's relatively close. This is the lunar distance, 18 lunar distances from Earth. So, basically, one lunar distance is the distance from Earth to the Moon, and it is 18 times that, which is this one here is moving at 7 kilometers per second, and he's got a diameter of 44 meters. So that's a big one, but it's quite a ways away, so we're not going to really have to worry about it. These are the only ones we had to worry about, but I'm not seeing anything major or significant that we need to really be too concerned about at the moment. But as always, I will keep my eyes open on it. As we mosey on over here to the Space Weather Prediction Center, we'll go ahead and take a scroll down. Looks like they're predicting 2s and 3s for today, and then 3s and 2s, and then 1s on March 9th. So that's good. We're definitely seeing a decline, which means we are coming out of those solar winds. And it's looking like Ace, Meg, and Sweet Pam might have had some data outage here, or just went off the scales as they had them measured here. But I have a feeling it was turned off, because these numbers change. Remember, as it gets bigger, all of a sudden these numbers start to change. I've kind of called them out that this changes. So I have a feeling that this was just no data whatsoever. Well, and then of course we have over here the WSA Enlil, the Sumerian Anunnaki god Enlil Prediction Center. Enlil? Noah? I wonder if there's something to that. I bet there is. So we're looking pretty good so far. Nothing major to worry about as far as that goes. However, you guys remember that solar flare that small CME that came out of as we're looking at the sun, it would have came out of the northeastern part of the sun. Remember, it was coming off right around over here. Didn't look very big. Well, suspicious observer said that it didn't escape the sun. Well, we're going to look at C3 and LASCO C2, and let's find out. We're going to want to watch over in this region right here. And yeah, it looks like we did have some. It came off to the right, this way and this way, and it was somewhat facing us. So there's going to be some in this region that's going to be coming our way, I think, and that's just from LASCO C3. But let's go on over here to LASCO C2 and take a peek and see what we have here. Now this here is Jupiter. Okay, so there's no need to panic on what that might be. But let's go ahead and hit play and see what we got. Sure, we'll see a little bit better. And we had a little bit spout off there. Oh, we could see it there. Oh, did you guys see the Borg cube? Let's see if we can. Oh, hang on a second there, Borg cube. Where do you think you're going? There he is, Borg cube, right here next to Jupiter. You little stinker. And then, of course, we've got a little visitor here. Zoom. But yep, we got a Borg cube. I love seeing Borg cubes occasionally. Except when they're doing that. Here he is again, and they're hiding stuff. That's really annoying. Actually, it looks like there's two. Look at this. There's one line here and one line here. That's really awkward, isn't it? Ooh, and how could the time jump like that? See how that moves? Bending light. Look at that. So people think it doesn't bend light. Look at that. It's bending it and making it look like it's moving way over, and it's only a 12-minute window. Like everything else is 12 minutes. And then all of a sudden, boop, it brings it back and then pushes it back over. Yeah, that's the technology of a Borg cube, bending light, folks. But to really get a better idea on that, we're going to have to go over and take a look at stereo ahead to see if this is coming off the Earth and if it's coming in coming off the sun towards Earth in our direction. Now, I came over here to Seeds to try and find it. And look at this. Look at all these days that it's still down. It's been down for days, folks. This is quite annoying. But this one here is up. It's got to make you wonder, what are they doing here? Why do they have this? Why do they have this one down? I don't know. But we're going to go into the back door. Use ISWA. Uh-oh. Been from suspicious observers. You got some explaining to do. Didn't do your homework very well. Sorry, bruh. As we can see here from stereo ahead, again, stereo ahead is over here in this direction, looking at, and Earth is more over here in this direction. Okay, so we're over here, and the satellite's looking at it from our left, if you will. So, and as we can see, as we start progressing, oh, look at that. Right here, that did leave the surface of the sun, and it is coming in our general direction. We might get little bits of this little trail end here, because I don't think we're anymore. The stereo head is actually closer to Earth, so instead of it being more here, we're more like over here in this region, in this darker region right here. So we might get a little bit of it, because I mean it's going to. Ooh, hello, friend. How are you? Because it, like, as you can see, it does expand as it goes out into space. So we might get, like I was saying, we might get little bits of this by the time it expands and hits Earth, because we are more in this direction, and it will continue to expand as it leaves out into space. We got a little friend here, and I'm wondering what this little guy is right there. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Now we'll come over here, and we'll take a look over here. This one to the left is stereo ahead. Chronograph 2, this one's running the difference with space weather beacon. Okay, so it gives you a little bit better of an idea. And once again, we're over here in this region, and you can see it coming out. So yeah, it definitely left the surface of the sun. Well, look at that guy. I wonder what this one is here. That's kind of weird. Maybe he got hit. Bam, and that's the explosion. Something coming and impacting him. Maybe, I don't know. Very interesting though. But off of that, and we're going to come over and take a look at our Schumann. This right here is our Italian model, and our Italian model, as we know, is turned down, and we can clearly see that there is some kind of activity going on here, but they're not wanting to reflect it down here. We can see these spikes here coming up into this. You can see our geophone right up here is actually, it's going off. It's definitely sounding off. It's not very happy. So we're definitely getting impacted in some way. We can see it's active. It's kind of interesting how they don't, how this actually shows more than this does when this is blown up. Like, how does that even work? Because I can go like this, and it looks a whole lot different than when I'm looking at it here, doesn't it? But let's go over to the Russian model and take a peek. And as we come over here to Schumann resonance today, we are at a power of 52. So, folks, if you got ears ringing, body aches, you didn't sleep very well, I didn't get the greatest, I got a few good hours, this is why. The Earth is definitely sounding off, and we are being put on notice that something is happening. And just to give everybody a little bit of awareness of energies, this is our planetary alignment. As we know, solar cycle 24 has ended, and we are in solar cycle 25 completely, so it's all pure energy, and we are in a straight shot connection with Jupiter. So there's lots of energies going on right now, folks. But everything's going to be all right. Just remember to keep our eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. Have a good day.